When your child is a picky eater, every mealtime can feel like a negotiation, a battle, or a stress-filled guessing game. Will they eat this? Should I cook a backup meal? What if they only want crackers again? Many parents feel frustrated, worried, or even guilty when their child refuses certain foods. But picky eating is incredibly common, especially in toddlers and young children whose taste buds, sensory preferences, and sense of independence are growing rapidly. Picky eating isn't usually a sign of misbehavior. It's part of normal development. Kids naturally prefer familiar foods, sweeter flavors, and predictable textures. Their appetite also fluctuates from day to day, and sometimes from hour to hour, depending on growth, mood, and activity level. The key is not to force, pressure, or bribe children into eating, but to gently encourage exposure, build positive associations with food, and create mealtime routines that feel safe rather than stressful. When children feel pressured, whether it's just take one more bite, or you can't leave the table until you eat that, their anxiety around food increases, and their willingness decreases. But when they feel calm, respected, and in control of their own body, they slowly open up to new foods. The foundation of helping picky eaters is something called gentle exposure. This means regularly offering new foods without expecting your child to eat them right away. You might place a tiny piece of carrot, a small slice of chicken, or a single green bean on their plate alongside their preferred foods. If they ignore it, that's okay. The goal is familiarity, not consumption. Research shows that kids may need 10, 20, or even 30 exposures to a new food before accepting it. Each exposure builds comfort little by little. Let your child explore food with all their senses, looking, touching, smelling, even licking. These steps are part of the process, not signs of refusal. You can say, "You don't have to eat it, just check it out," which lowers pressure and keeps curiosity alive. Another helpful approach is no-pressure language. Instead of asking children to eat, focus on neutral phrases like, "You can try it if you want," or "This food gives our body energy." Parents often accidentally apply pressure by trying too hard to convince a child. Kids sense this and push back. The more relaxed you are, the more open they become. Your job is to offer the food. Their job is to decide whether to eat it. This division of responsibility builds trust and reduces anxiety. Creating a predictable mealtime routine also helps tremendously. Kids thrive on structure, and knowing what to expect helps regulate their appetite. Simple routines, like washing hands, sitting at the table together, and having a consistent eating schedule, signal to the brain that it's time to eat. Avoid letting kids graze all day, as constant snacking reduces hunger at meals and reinforces picky habits. Offer meals and snacks at consistent intervals so children learn to eat when food is available. Eating together as a family, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, also encourages better eating habits. Kids learn by watching adults. When they see you enjoying a variety of foods without pressure, they become more willing to try those foods themselves. Modeling is incredibly powerful. Instead of saying, "Eat the broccoli," simply eat it yourself and say, "This is really good," or "I love how crunchy it is." Your enthusiasm has more influence than any command. Another important part of helping picky eaters is offering choices. Real, simple, limited choices. Kids crave independence, and picky eating is often a child's way of asserting control. You can offer choices like, "Do you want the apple slices or the banana?" Or, "Would you like your veggies raw or cooked?" Choices reduce power struggles because your child feels more involved. At the same time, avoid becoming a short-order cook. Preparing multiple meals reinforces picky habits and increases your workload. Instead, always include one or two safe foods your child reliably eats, but continue offering other foods alongside them. That way, your child feels secure while still being gently challenged. Parentheses, avoid using food as a bribe or reward, such as if you eat your veggies, you get dessert. This teaches kids that the reward food is more special, and the required food is something to endure. Instead, treat dessert as part of the meal plan, not something to earn. Surprisingly, offering dessert in equal portions, regardless of how much a child eats, can reduce fixation on sweets. Another helpful technique is involving kids in food preparation. Kids who help wash vegetables, stir ingredients, or arrange food on a plate are more likely to try what they helped create. Cooking together also builds positive memories around food, shifting the child's relationship from resistance to participation. If your child has sensory sensitivities, like strong reactions to certain textures or temperatures, approach their preferences with compassion. Some kids aren't being difficult. They're overwhelmed. You can gradually introduce textures, starting with foods similar to their favorites. For example, if they like crunchy foods, introduce crunchy veggies before mushy ones. Progress is progress, even in tiny steps. Most importantly, celebrate small wins. Maybe your child smelled a new food, touched it, licked it, or allowed it on their plate. That counts. Emotional safety comes before actual eating. The goal isn't to create a perfect eater, but to build a positive relationship with food and reduce stress at the table. And remember, picky phases are often temporary. With patience, routine, gentle exposure, and a pressure-free environment, most kids naturally expand their food preferences over time. Your calm consistency is what helps them grow past picky eating and into confident, curious eaters, one small step at a time.